Hi guys, so this is Sham and welcome to my channel Engineering Hub, and this is a place where you learn something and everything. Most of the things which you need to learn if you are in the manufacturing sector and working in automobile sector, document wise and process wise and everything. So I'm just going to share pretty much what are the basic documents available. So today we're going to see an important part of a document that's called a PPAP. Okay, so PPAP is basically production part process. So you must have gone through the term. Most of you must have heard of the term. So if you want to learn about it, that's why you are here, right? So I'm just going to show you what are the PPAP, what are the elements, and what kind of elements are there, and how do you verify those things. Let me just begin you with the index of the PPAP, right? Okay, here we are, the index, and by index, what is mean is you can see what are the elements available in a PPAP package. So all they have listed down here. So what are the elements? So normally there are 21 elements. So here we are at almost 21 elements in this package. So based on every customer requirement, they have a separate set of packages. Some demand 18 documents or something. Someone video. So based on it's all based on the customer requirement. Okay, so this is the summary of the PPAP requirements. Okay, so here we are. You can see it's so whatever what are the data available here. So there's a supplier name, there's a part name, and there's a part number, and what kind of project is it, and what is the drawing number, and submission date, on which date it has been submitted. So and here is the level of PPAP, which level PPAP has been submitted. So mostly level 3 PPAP need to be submitted in for tier 2 to tier 1. So basically for OEMs and all, they require a special set of they have a separate requirement for that one. So I'm just going to show you one by one what are the documents available. So let me begin with the number one, that is a part submission warrant. So part submission warrant is basically what is it, the agreement between the customer and the supplier. If this supplier is giving to customer, suppose it's given to me, so what are the requirements need to submit. Okay, so they basically it's like form of an agreement. So what kind of what are you going to submit, and what kind of things you're going to do. So basically they've mentioned everything, that the address, their address, and our address, whom they're going to supply, and what is the weight of the part, and specific things like that, vendor code and all. So here is it, major things you just want to know down is the reason of submission. What are the reason they are submitting this PPAP? So it's basically if they're going to submit it the first time, then it's an initial submission. And if there's a supply chain or source chain, they mentioned all that, listed down all the reasons. So you can just for a re-PPAP and all, if there's a source change, then also they need to submit a PPAP. So they mentioned all the the things, and for this that's an initial submission. So they have mentioned tick that is an initial submission. And another thing is you can see the below, right, the submission level. So that's what I mentioned to you earlier, like we have a requirement for level 3 submission. So there is an each level for level 1 till level 5. What are the needs, what are the things that need to be submitted, either documents or items or the master sample. So everything that's been given here, right? Okay. So and below if you go means they'll just they have mentioned what kind of process they're using, and the basic fundamental details. And here you can see in the edge, right there, you need to the customer need to sign here, and the supplier need to sign on the top of it. So it's like basically they both have agreed that you're going to supply this part, and what kind of part you're going to supply, till what production point it, everything and all. Okay, so this is basically the part submission warrant. For this is the mandatory document, for it's an normally like legal agreement. Okay, so we're just going to move on to the next document. Okay. So this is the drawing. So drawing is basically a drawing of the component, drawing, or you can say the design reports. The terminology normally varies between every supplier and every customer. So here I'll just going to show you what is basic drawing. Okay, so you must have seen this is the basic drawing of a component. Normally if you're going to supply a component, you must have the drawing and with the control copy seal, and it means it's controlled and it's verified. So this is the design record or drawing of the component. So this is mandatory part of the document of PPAP. And another one is the engineering change document. Engineering change documents in the sense is what I just showed you the drawing, right? So basically, what is the, if any changes is there in the drawing, if any eSIM changes are there, if a customer is required, so they'll mention everything here in the drawing. Okay, what is the revision history, and that needs to be mentioned in that engineering change note. Okay. So the next element we're going to see is the next element. So that is the process FMA. So process FMA, and before this, I think they missed out one document, right? This is the process flow diagram. So I'm just going to check. They missed that one. Okay. The process flow diagram, I think I'll just show you directly. Okay, here. So here it's written, right? The process flow diagram. So process flow diagram is the process in which the component has been produced. Okay. So this is like they've given symbols for every process. So this is normally the process flow diagram. How is it the flow of the process being carried out from raw material and inspection and storage, and what kind of process do they perform? So they mentioned everything. Here it is till dispatch. What are the process involved? And you can see down below what are the symbols they have used. For process they have used as round, and for square they used for inspection and handling round. So basically these symbols has been depicted in the above diagram. So this is normally, this is what the layout of the process flow diagram is. Based on this only the FMA and control plan has been designed. So after this the next document was what I said, I already told you, this is the process FMA. So in between the process flow diagram comes, but I think they have missed that one. I'm just going to need to correct the supplier, and I'm just going to, they need to submit an updated one. So I'm just going to show you what it is. So this is the process FMA. Okay, I'm just not going to go very deep into it. Just I'm going to brush you the basics of it. So I just showed you the process flow chart, right? The process flow diagram where you can see all the process. So what is the first process or the second process? So basically they have in this procedure they have made this one. Okay, this FMA they have made. So the first one is the receiving of raw material. So what are the normally what is an FMA is what kind of failure modes you will expect, what kind of failure modes you will face if for every process. That's what they have mentioned here. Okay, so what kind of failures and what is the control for that one, and so it's basically the FMA is the product of the risk priority. The main factors are risk priority number, the RPN number. They mentioned it here. You can see 48, right? So 48 is basically the multiplication of severity, occurrence, and detection. So all three combined is the RPN. So they have requirement for RPN that they should not cross some number. They have some suppliers have they'll fix it till 100. It should not cross 100. If it crosses 100 means what is the action plan you need to submit, they have to mention it here. Okay, so this is basically an FMA. So what I told you earlier, right? Like the first process, apart the process flow diagram, they have the first process is raw material inspection. And the whatever the thing is, it's not 1, 2, 3. The numbering will be like 10, 20, 30. So you can see here, right? The first one will be 10. The second operation will be 20. Third will be 30, and like that only. So you just need to verify that whether the process flow diagram matches with this one. That's how normally the verification of PPAP is being done. So we'll just move on to the next document. Okay. So the next document, as per the list, let me go as per the list. Okay. Next process is the process quality control chart. So it's basically the control plan of a document. Okay. The control plan is what it is. It is basically what is the control available in the process. So they mentioned everything. I just showed you a FMA, right? So FMA means what are the failure modes available, what kind of failure happens in a process. So this control plan is basically the controls available in a process. So they are mentioned, right? For example, the first itself, the incoming inspection. what are the things they confirm and how do they confirm? Okay, the first one you can see the OD, the outer diameter